In this video, we are going to learn how to delete a database record in our database using Laravel. So we have this view from our previous video, the product list, and then we have the action section or column. So we have the edit and the delete button. So once we click on the delete, it should ask us, or we should prompt a dialog. So here, this is the delete product. So we added this class and then we passed the product ID. So we are going to add this function. So this is from our previous or the row PHP project. Let's copy this one and then let's add the script. So for now, we're going to remove these features or functions, sorry. And then so this is so here's how the JavaScript works. We register or create a function called script, and then inside we have this function register events, and then we have the initialize, and then here we call that function and then call the initialize function. So we assign it to the variable script and then call the initialize function. So once this is the initialize function, and then we call the register event. So I code it this way because just in case we need to add more initialization functions, so we can just call this or call that inside this function. So in the register events, so we have this click element. So if I'm do console.log hi, so if I refresh and then check the log, if I click, as you can see, the hi is being shown to us. So this I update product, let's just remove this for now. So here it's basically checking if the click element has the class delete product. So if it has the delete product, we are going to add the prevent defaults. Previously when we click the delete, it reloads the page, so that this prevent default prevent or stop the page from reloading or prevent its default behavior. So if I'm going to refresh, click the delete, as you can see, it does not refresh. So now after that, we get the product ID and the name of the product. So if I'm going to log this values up, let's refresh. If we delete, so we still don't have the PID defined, or so this one, as you can see, this is the ID and then the name. So this target element, we get the element and store it in the target element value. Then here we store the listed class, and then here the data set, we use that one in order to get this data attributes, so data names and data PID, and then we can then use the PID and then the name. So next thing is the Bootstrap Dialog, is we are going to integrate this one. So you can just, so this is the dialog, and then so we'll just follow this one. So in our layout, we can just remove this. And then let's just copy this products.blade.php. We can move it here in our main layout. That way, if we use the dialog in other pages, we can just call it. So we don't need to put this every time we use the Bootstrap dialog in our other pages. So let's refresh. If we delete, as you can see in the model, so here the type is danger, so we can have that nice red background header, the title, which is this one, then this is the content, and the p name is based on the data set we set on the element in this button. So if I'm going to click, you can see we have the name and then the ID. So here callback is if we click the OK, that function will be called, or this script will be run. If not, then we'll just close the dialog. So here we are going to do a post request, and then going to do a delete method. So in our products.list.php, this one, this one actually add that blade PHP. So we have here same thing, but it's inside a form, so you can just grab this CSRF token and then insert it in here. Well, actually can just insert it in our, so if we refresh, so as you can see we have that token, and then we can just get the value of that using jQuery input type, or so here in the data section, going to get CSRF, and then change the URL. So in our routes we have this, you can just delete method or request type, and then so here we're just going to use, or grab this one, in the product, we'll just use or get the product ID. So we'll just remove this. So let's try. Delete. Okay. So the PID. I'm going to so here this should be token. Delete these. Okay, we have a successful call of the route, but instead of get product, we'll use. Now we are going to create this in the product controller. So here, up, and then this will be the product. So now we can wrap, just in case there's an error. So do product delete, and then the view, let's try. So we can just do the success. Okay. Okay. So you can just do here return. Sorry. Delete is delete set to true if not or actually you can just copy this. And then JSON include let's change this one. Refresh. Let's delete Milo. Error. Product supplier. Okay, so since in our inventory we have product supplier, and this needs, so once we delete the product ID here, we should also delete the record inside the product supplier. So what I'm going to do now is in our product.php we have these suppliers, and just copy this one and then do a detach product suppliers. I think I can do detach. Let's just try if this will work. Okay, so it works. So if we refresh, as you can see the record is gone. So let's try this one. So we still have that supplier list. What we just did is remove it from this product supplier, but in our table we have still the list of suppliers. So basically that's it, and thank you.